Hello guys, I'm Savina. Yes, I did get a haircut. I actually just finished cutting my hair. I wanted to cut it for this video. Before I did this video. Do you guys like it? Isn't it so cute? Ah! Okay, anyways. Today I'm going to be telling you guys a story time about the time Border Patrol took apart my car. Like, they literally, took the doors off and shit. But yeah, hopefully you guys stay tuned if you want to hear me tell this story time. It was literally one of the most insane things that's ever happened to me, and it was just so crazy. It was a very crazy experience. But if you guys want to hear that, stay tuned, you guys, and like the video if you guys end up liking it, subscribe, share it, you know, if you think it's shareable. I said subscribe already, and yeah, and don't forget to turn on your notifications on the little teeny tiny bell next to the subscribe thing. Yeah, I'll have a picture right here. But yeah guys, stay tuned. Okay. Oh, here's my little brush. Okay guys, alright. Story begins with my middle sister's middle school graduation. Okay, and she lives in Bakersfield. I live here in Avenel. So I drove to Bakersfield alone by myself. And or no, was I alone? No, I believe I was with my grandma. Okay, yeah, I was with my grandma. We drove to Bakersfield like at 4 o'clock in the morning because no, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, being dramatic. Anyways, yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning we left. I believe it was a Thursday. Yeah, it was a Thursday. And, okay, so we drove to Bakersfield, met my mom there and my dad. My dad lives in El Centro, California. I don't know if you guys know where that's at, but it's, very, very close to the border. It's like literally, it's like, let me see. It's like 15 to 20 minutes away from the Mexican border, from Mexicali. In Mexicali, Mexico. That's where we're from. Well, I'm from here, but you know, my family's from there, but you know the deal. And yeah, he lives over there, so he drove the night before and stayed in a hotel, so he was already there in Bakersfield. So we all met up, we went into the graduation, we saw her graduate, walk across the stage, we yelled, we were like, woo, woo! I wish I had a sign, that would have been awesome. But, yeah, the graduation was over, and I met with my parents outside, my mom and dad. They were just talking about the kids and stuff, you know, adult shit. And my grandma was just there standing like she was lost. And my stepmom was there, and she was like, oh, Savi, why don't you come back home with us? You could follow us. And I was like, that sounds really cool. I would love to do that. And then so I ended up doing that. And yeah. So after the graduation, the graduation was probably over at like 12 noon-ish, around that time. And oh, they jiggle. 12 noon, and yeah. So I followed first, I believe went to go eat, because you know, you can't go a couple hours without eating. So yeah, we went to go eat. My grandma stayed with my mom. So, and I went back to my mom's house because I had all my stuff there. Like, I took bags, you know, because when I go somewhere, I have to take like an extra bag, and like all my makeup. So I went back to my mom's house and I grabbed my things. I went to fill up my car. I love my car. His name is Palomo, right? Palomo. Because he would make this little, like, the noise palomas make. Like, I don't know, they make some fucking noise. I don't know, I'll try to look for it, but yeah. And he sounds the same. Sorry. And yeah, whatever, that's his name, Palomo. I'll have a picture of him right here in this space right here, maybe, or over here, or I don't know, somewhere on the screen. And okay, so I got all my things. My dad's like, where the fuck you at? This is and that. We're gonna meet at Target in Rosedale. And I was like, okay, Dad. So I'm on my way driving to Target on Rosedale, and he was like, oh, we're gonna pick up your cousin, this is and that. He's gonna go with us. He's gonna go in your car. My cousin Agustin. Oh, dude. Me and him look almost exactly the same. It's like kind of scary. Like, it's fucking funny. I'm like so obsessed with my bangs. I'm sorry. And, yeah, so he rode with me he rode with me to El Centro, and like the whole, we're bumping it, and yeah, and you know, just fucking doing cousin things, cousin talk, you know, it was cool. I fucking love him. Shout out to you, Agustin, love you. And yeah, and like the way we went back to my dad's house, it was like 5-6 hours. 5-6 hour drive. It was like insane, and it was so hot, you guys. Like, my windows were not really tinted at that moment, so like the sun, and I have a sunroof, right, and the sun was just like like everywhere, like so gross. And we finally got to my dad's house. My cousin stayed with us for like about like an hour or two. And then his dad came to pick him up from Mexicali, so we met him at the border that day. And yeah, my Tío Guti, yeah, I met him. No, we dropped my cousin off with his dad. So, you know, I spent the weekend. No, I think I was there for like a pretty good 3-4 days before I chose to come home. And I chose to come home like on let's see, I stayed there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I stayed there 5 days. 5 days. I stayed there 5 days. And yeah. The reason I had to come home was like fucking insane. It was very fucking life crushing moment for me to come home that day, and that's never gonna change. Like, I'm always gonna remember that. But anyways, okay, and so Tuesday morning I decided I wanted to come home. So we get my car, my dad gets my car ready, like with oil and like all this shit, fucking man shit, you know. And whatever, I go fill up he fills up the tank for me, so he takes it to the gas station, he fills it up. And my stepmom's like, don't leave, stay, because I believe it was in, I want to check my calendar. Let's see. Yeah. Probably, I feel like it was like the beginning of June, around there. Maybe, I think it was June 1st. I'm not so sure. But yeah, I believe it was June 1st, and when I left, so it was about probably, why does that matter? Okay, no. Okay, the day I decided to come home was, I believe, a Tuesday or a Thursday. I can't really remember, but this was in the middle of June, you guys. Like, it was fucking hot. You walked out, and in El Centro, you guys, the lowest it gets there in summertime is like probably 90, like 92, 97. Like, it is so hot there, you guys, because it's so close to the equator. It's not that fun. I mean, I honestly, I love it personally because, you know, my family's over there and it's happy moments happen. But yeah. Oh, and there's this place in El Centro. They sell boba tea. I forgot what it's called. And it's by one of my stepbrother's high schools that he graduated from. Or she. I don't know. I like, yeah, whatever. Boba's fucking great, you guys. I love boba. And okay, yeah. Okay, so I decided to come home, and keep in mind we're very close to the border, okay? Like we were super close to the border. So when you're always in those towns that are very close to the Mexican border, there's always checkpoints, border patrol checkpoints, right? And I believe it was in hold on. Let me look it up where it actually was. Okay, I can't think of the city's name, but I'll ask my dad later and I'll put it like up here. But in this city right here, like exiting that city already, there's a huge like border patrol like checkpoint through, like it's like a 2-lane highway, and both of the 2 lanes have to convert to 1, and then they all those cars have to go through this checkpoint. Like it's mandatory you go through this checkpoint. If not, you get shot the fuck down. So me being me, I was like, okay, whatever, this is cool. I'm cool. I don't have drugs or anything on me. This is cool, okay, whatever. Nothing's gonna happen. I had my windows down because I didn't want to run my AC, and it honestly wasn't that hot because I left at around 6 p.m.-ish. So I left in the tarde. And, okay, and I was waiting in this line, this border patrol checkpoint line for like, I want to say like a good 30 to 45 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, like, are you serious? And most of the cars seemed to just be passing through, but there were so many cars. Like, there were so many cars. So as I'm getting closer and closer to getting to where the border patrol agents or officers are at, right? And there was no cars that they were searching or anything. Like it was just their cars, a couple dogs, and more officers and then an office type building. So so I'm like, okay, I'm cool. I'm just gonna fucking roll through. I'm like, okay, I'm counting the hours I'm supposed to be home. So I'm like, oh, I'll be home around let's see, 11, 12, still in time to fucking party or something, you know? And that's what I had in mind, honestly. That day I was like, okay, I'll get home, you know, party with my cousins at home, at grandma's house, you know. But no, that did not happen. So it's my turn to, like, you have to stop where the border patrol people tell you to. So the dog just makes a circle on your car and it leaves if there's nothing in your car, right? And there was nothing in my car. Like, I was just alone, you know, my fucking Calvin Klein luggage in the back seat, my fucking Steve Madden purse right here. And the border patrol dog, like, literally jumped through my window, you guys. Like, it fucking jumped through my window. I got so scared that I was gonna get bit by this dog. And I love dogs. I love animals. But the thing was, I stopped and they told me, oh, roll down all your windows. And I said, okay. So I rolled down all my windows, and it was a German Shepherd, and he like jumps to the car, like the car door, and like pushes the car door, and then like proceeds to like put his paws like where the window goes all the ways down, and like wanted to go into my car. Like, I was freaking out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, like what? And I looked at the officer, and he was like, you need to pull into that. Like, he was so mad. He was like, you need to pull into that parking space right there and get off the car immediately. And I don't know what the fuck. And I was like, okay. So I went and I turned it off, and I was gonna grab my phone to call my mom and my dad to tell them, hey, I'm not gonna get home. Like, I got stopped. They're gonna search my car. And as soon as I went to go grab my phone, they were like, no, keep the phone down, put the phone down now, put it down now. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god. And I had to exit the vehicle like with nothing. And I was driving with my pantuflas, like, I'll show them to you. I was driving with these, okay? Imagine these on my feet, okay? So I get off, and like, they're kind of slippery, you know? They're not really fucking that good for grip. So I was like, oh shit, and I slid, and the guy was like, what's wrong with you? Why are you walking that way? And I was like, I slipped. I told him, like, I'm scared. And then they didn't put me in handcuffs or anything, but they had me walk to where the office was, and I had to sit outside. Like, it was like 110 degrees, and I had to sit outside, you guys. Like, it was so fucking hot. Like, you don't understand. It was so hot. And okay, that happens, and he walks up to me, and no, first they take all my luggage out, like my fucking my whole bag of luggage. I have it right here with me. This big ass bag full of clothes, okay? I had it full of clothes, and the officer gets it and like slams it onto the back of the trunk of my car and just starts like ripping through it. Like, I had fucking chonies, fucking thongs, my bras, socks, fucking all my stuff, and he was just like like throwing it out, and I was like, what the fuck? And another officer comes up to me and he's like, this is the only time I'm gonna ask you, is there drugs in the vehicle, or do you have drugs on you? And I told him, I was like, marijuana is great. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, no. I told him, no, I don't have anything on me. I don't know. I was like, no. And so, and keep in mind, my registration to my car is in my stepmom's name. So it says, and he comes up to me and he's like, is this your car? Are you sure this is your car? Because he asked me my name, my full name, and I gave it to him, and he had my license. He took my wallet, and they were just like ripping through my fucking wallet, like taking everything I had through there. Like, they were just like dumping literally everything in front of me, and I was like, oh my god. And people are passing by like, what the fuck? Like, what did this bitch do? Like, oh my god, you know? And I was 19. I was just 19, yeah. And he was like, you're only 19. What are you doing driving by yourself? And I was like, sir, this is America. I can drive by myself anywhere I want to. If I have license, if I have a license, my car has tags. If I have insurance on my car, I'm allowed to drive anywhere, like by myself if I wanted to. I didn't say that. That's what's in my head. But I was like, I'm on vacation. It's summer vacation. I came to visit my dad in El Centro, and like I told him everything that we did, you know. So, and he kind of felt like, I felt like he thought I was lying. Like, he truly thought I was lying. And then he came up to me and he's like, whose car is this? This is not your car. The car is not in your name. Whose car is this? Like, so mad. Like, I was like, homie, breathe, relax. And I wasn't really tripping out anymore because I was like, what are they doing? Like, it's not, I don't have any drugs. I was like, if I had drugs, I'd be fucking, you think I'd be driving that car? Like, he's an old car, you know. But anyways, yeah, so he's just like fucking trying to burn me and shit. Like, oh, like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you doing? And then I was like, can I have my phone? Because my parents expect me to call them in like 30 minutes to see if I'm okay. And they were like, what parents? They're like, why do your parents, why don't they drive with you? And I don't know what the fuck. And I was like, sir. I was like, he was real mad. I think it was the heat was getting to him. And keep in mind still that there's fucking vehicles and fucking semis passing by and like tripping out. Like, what the fuck? What did this little ass girl do? Like, they were just staring at me. And then once I told them, oh, the car was given to me by my mom, by my stepmom and my dad, and my stepmom's name is on the registration. And then he continued to ask me like, oh, what's the insurance? Insurance was in my name. I showed him. He gave me my wallet back and I showed him. And okay, and the dog is, while I'm talking to him, the dog is like literally like walking in through my, like, from the passenger door outside the fucking driver's door, fucking the door behind the driver's door, like he's just walking in through my car, like a circle in my car. And like the dog starts to scratch the back of one of the seats. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why is the dog doing that? And then so there was like 4 officers searching my car, and so they all went to go get their tools, right? And And the inside of my car, you guys, was never the same after that. It was never the same after that. Like, I feel so bad for him. But anyways, oh, my Palomo. But anyways, yeah, they like got like a fucking crowbar, and like, you know, on the back of the front seats there's always like almost a pouch where you can put stuff. Mine had that, but like the pouches, like they took the whole back like off so that you can see inside of the front passenger seat. And I was just like, wow, I was just like, my car, like, are you serious? My car. I was like, and like, I kind of wanted to cry because I was like, my car is never gonna be the same from inside. Like, my car got raped from inside by those officers. Like, it's sad. So I just like stopped looking, and I was just looking this way, right? And this like old like officer came up to me, and he was like, oh, so, like, I swear, you guys, he was like trying to hit on me, and I was like trying so hard not to like be like, nigga, back the fuck off. But he was like, oh, like, are you a student anywhere? Do you go to school? I have a niece that lives up in Fresno, because he saw my address. My address said, it said, you know, my home address with my grandma, and then Avenal, California. And he was like, where is that? That sounds gross. Like, where is that? I'm just kidding. He didn't say it sounds gross, but it's gross. Just then, you know. And yeah, and he was like, oh, where is that? Because I have a niece that she goes to college up in Fresno State. And I was like, oh, it's kind of close from Fresno. It's about like an hour or so away from Fresno. And he was like, oh, that's cool. He's like, what stores you got? You guys got any stores there? Like, what's there? And I was like, one stoplight. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, did you guys hear that fucking rooster? My neighbor has a rooster and can't sleep past 6 a.m. anymore. So, yeah. Sorry. Anyways, back to the story. And, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, and he was just like conversating with me, and I was just like not feeling it because my car was getting taken apart in front of my eyes, you know? And the dog, I don't know what the fuck the dog's problem was with my car. It was maybe because I would have my cat inside my car a lot with me. Like, I would drive and I would go cruising. My cat Simon would jump in the car with me and like literally like just chill in my car while I'm driving, right? So that's what I thought it was. And I told him too, I was like, hey, I have had other animals. I've had like birds and shit in there, and like birds in there, and cats. And they were like, oh, well, that doesn't matter. This dog is trained to find other things in animals. And I was like, okay, okay, sir. But anyways, I'm still talking to this old officer. I forgot his name. And he was like, oh yeah, you should be a border patrol. You're so young. I don't know what the fuck. And I was like, no, thank you. I was like, I'm a YouTuber in training. I'm just kidding. But yeah, and he was just talking to me, and then I'm talking to the man, right? And the man's like over here to my side, and my car is like straight in front of me this way. And over here is where all the cars are passing by, so I didn't really want to face those people, like just in case like someone that knew me like saw me. So I was like this way talking to the man, and I turned to see my car for like, because it caught my eye, but I was like staring at the man, you know, talking to him like, oh yeah, this and that. And I look at my car, and you guys, my whole dashboard was removed from my car. Ugh. My whole dashboard, you guys, all of it. And like, even to this day, my dashboard is missing fucking screws. Like, it's missing like 7 screws, and it fucking, I turn it on and it jiggles and shit. Oh my god, you guys, I hate that. I hate that. Why did that have to happen to me? Why? And I bet you while they were like fucking searching my car, there was like fucking kilos of fucking cocaine just passing by right next to them, because all the dogs were by my car. Like, all of them were by my car. But then the older guy was like, you guys, she's probably a distraction. You guys are not finding anything in the car. She's probably a distraction. The old officer said that. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not working with anybody. No, I'm not. I was like, no. And he was like, guys, put her fucking car back. Like, he got them in trouble and was like, put her car back together. Look at all these fucking semis and fucking trucks and other cars passing by. And he was like, look at, more than fucking 30 cars have passed by at this point. And they were like they looked at him and they were like, oh shit, you're right. Like, ugh, like dumbasses, like, ugh. And so they literally like shoved my fucking dashboard back in, like all of the dashboard, you guys, like only the steering wheel was there. So they like put it back in, they like scratched my fucking, my roof of the car and it like ripped. Can I sue them? Does anyone know if I can sue them for that? Like, for at least to just fix my car from the inside? I don't know. Maybe. I'll look into it. But, yeah. And so they put my car back together. And the dog comes up to me and he's like, oh, like, pet me, you know? And I was like, fuck you, fuck you. Suck my dick. Because I was like, you did all of this. And the dog was like, it looked like the dog was trying to tell me, like, sorry, but I was like, get the fuck away from me. And I was like, can you guys, like, I was like, the dog is, like, next to me. And they were like, oh, yeah, that's normal. Do you have a problem with it? And I was like, yes, I do. But the old guy ended up getting it. And they put my car back together, whatever. And they're like, okay, here are your keys. They give me my keys back. And they give me my license. And, like, my mom, was like blowing up my phone, like, why haven't you called me? Why haven't you called me? Like, texting me and shit. And they're like, someone keeps texting you and we don't know who it is, but you need to tell them to stop. And I was like, but you guys are not giving me my phone. Like, how am I supposed to tell them? And they ended up giving my phone. And I told my mom I'm at the Border Patrol checkpoint in blank city. And okay, I get back into my car and you guys, my car did not feel the same ever again after that. Like I felt like he was sad. Like he was like, they ripped me apart. They took my guts out. They removed my dashboard. Help me. Like, that's how I felt like he was. And whatever, I kept driving. Like, okay, I got in. I turned it on. I let it warm up a little bit. And I was like I look and literally like 10 screws were on the seat. Like, not the seat, but the floor and the passenger side, they were just thrown right there. So like I was like, these fuckers didn't even put the damn screws back. And I was like fucking tripping balls. Like, I was like, oh my god, what if my dashboard fucks up? And I got stopped at that checkpoint at around 6:45. It was 8 o'clock when I left. 8 something, 8:15, 8:17, something like that. And I was so angry, you guys. I was like, I was honestly, I was already tired. Like, I had only driven for like 45 minutes and I was already tired. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, that's I mean, I got home safe and everything, and my cousin came over and fixed the dashboard as much as he could, but there were still screws missing. Oh my gosh. It was fucking crazy, you guys. Like, but yeah, guys, that's that's the time I got stopped by Border Patrol because they thought I was trafficking drugs. And I mean, not that time. They didn't catch me that time. I'm just kidding. I don't traffic drugs, you guys. I don't do that. I am just a wife to my husband, a loving, caring, beautiful, fantastic wife. I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, that was the time I got fucking held against my will by Border Patrol officers for more than an hour. And I honestly hope that this doesn't happen to any of you guys. But I mean, if you guys are trafficking drugs, like, be smart, you guys. Like, at least be smart. And yeah, but I hope that doesn't happen to any of you guys, and that your cars don't get taken apart by Border Patrol. And honestly, it didn't even seem like they knew what they were doing. Like, it was insane, like, what the questions they were asking the older officer. But but yeah, guys, I hope you liked the video. What do you guys think about my bangs? Tell me in the comments. I don't know why there's just this fucking huge ass video. Like, subscribe, fucking tell me if you've gotten pulled over by Border Patrol before. It was not great. I'm sure if you did, it was not great. But yeah, like, subscribe. I just said that. Bye guys. Hope you guys like